Welcome to Gen 365 podcast. This is an initiative of Beyond the Veil Mission. And this is a podcast for the community to empower a generation of healing and hope 365 days of the year. Come. Hey, welcome to Gen 365 family. Today it's fire. So we have amazing people joining us today. And different topics, it's all about fire. I told you intimacy wellness. We're discussing from, have you heard of orgasm inequality? So today we're going to hear about those things. Dating in digital era, dating in this economy, how are we doing? So these are the conversations. So I am going to welcome everyone. I think it would be so fun if everyone can say just their name and then we can start having a conversation. Starting from Arielle.
Hello. My name is Arielle Uwonkunda. I live in Toronto. I work in beer. That means that I love enjoyment in all sorts of form. I'm excited to be here and just to start dating in this economy. It's a scam. Anyways. Dodo, you take the floor.
Okay. Hi, my name is Doriane Kundwa. I live in the Greater Toronto area as well. I am Rwandan, and I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next.
Aaron.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron, and same here too. I live in Toronto, and I'm happy to be here. This interview seems like it will be an interesting one. So I hope no legal consequences will follow.
Hi everyone, I'm Emmanuel, also known by as Letype, and I'm very happy. I'm the oldest in this group, which means that all my points are valid, verified, and should be taken seriously. Thank you for having me.
I think I'm the oldest yellow tip, okay? Respect to elders.
I am.
Okay, so let's start with the topic dating in digital era. I just need to know, where are you finding dates in this digital era? Most of us are home, working from home. Let's talk. Are we finding them on social media? Is social media helping? How are things going? I just want to hear what are your thoughts on dating in the digital era.
I can start. This is Arielle. I've been single for the last 9 months. I think it's a testament of how things are going fantastic for me. So, in other words, I would not suggest it. I've heard non-success stories about the digital era. So what I've been doing is benefiting from my work. I get to travel a lot. So highly recommend hotel lounges. I always look a little bit spicy at the airport. You never know who I'm gonna meet in these streets. And when shit hits the fan, the grocery store, usually you have to look lost. You'll probably find someone who will help you with some food, but genuinely, I don't know what's happening. I've given up. I am just working constantly. So if you know anyone, hit a sister up, but the rest may have better news for you.
That's way to kick off this topic for sure. Oh,
Okay.
God.
I don't even know what to say. I need to mute myself because, oh my God.
Too. Oh, wow.
So
Can I talk?
yeah, please, Emma, because grocery stores, the way I look in grocery stores, there's no hope for me.
That sounds like a you problem. Lululemons are heating up in these streets all the time.
Well, actually, I think after listening to Arielle, I think I need, because I've been single for a couple of years, and I think I need to adopt maybe some of Arielle's, ways, because I never dress up to go to the grocery store. I never dress up when I'm traveling, because to me it's pointless, But dating apps, I don't know if I go on apps for dating specifically. It can be for other reasons, but those other reasons may result in dating. But mainly, I don't go to those apps for dating. So calling them dating apps, let's call them like online meeting app.
So what do you go for? Like you say you won't go for dating reasons. What are the other reasons?
I got them mostly for hookups.
We love and our king.
It's the honesty here for me.
I have to remind you, the chances I have, my dad doesn't, his English is not that good, so he might not end up listening.
We said.
Oh God.
There's a Kumusemuri.
It's gonna be something else. So to me, but I believe I've heard people who swear by the dating apps, because I remember like a colleague who met, actually, I don't know if they're still together because it's been a couple of years. He met his girlfriend on an app, and then after it was serious because they met, I think, on Tinder. Yeah, I think they met on Tinder, and then they moved in together. I think maybe they traveled, they moved to another country together. So it looked like a serious thing. So some people, it works, but others like us, well, my ex, we met online. So yeah, I think it works sometimes.
Oh,
Well, she's your ex, so success rate.
Well, maybe let me go next. I think that like you said, online, let's call it online, because now even Instagram apparently is like another dating app in these days. Facebook, people meet on Facebook, and Snapchat and TikTok. So it's not just dating apps. But personally, I am too skeptical to actually take someone an incognito that I met online seriously. Like, man, I'm not even sure that's your name. Let's start there. But like Letype said, I have some friends who met people online, and they're strong now. The relationship is really strong. But personally, it's hard to take someone like that seriously, honestly. But I think it's practical, because it's just at your fingertips, and you get to tell the algorithm what's your preference, what you like, the height, all that. So it weeds out the people that you wouldn't like and give you the people you like. The only issue there is the authenticity and how real is this person, and it's too superficial. I feel like it's too superficial, and there is a high chance of catfish and all that. But other than that, I think it works for some people, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I think I've heard that now, is it 3 out of 4 relationships are from dating apps?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
What are those? Because I would like to look into them.
That means something is working.
Yeah, it's working for some people.
Who are those people, though? Like, I'm really serious here.
I don't know if anyone ever tried dating apps looking for.
Yeah, I've tried some few dating apps, but a long time ago I tried Tinder. I was a bit curious, so I definitely tried it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's just a catch on dating apps. So it's like a red flag, and also it can either be a red flag or a good thing. It's like, why are you so you can't get someone in person? So it's a red flag, but then also it can be a good thing. It can show that maybe someone is a lone wolf, which is good. So maybe they're not out meeting a lot of people. So that as well can be a good thing. But I think most people who are on online dating, I guess they also have other issues like socializing in person or something like that, so which would make it hard.
I have a question. Would you be comfortable meeting someone on Instagram rather Tinder? Would you be comfortable with that?
Like,
it depends if I know them. Or maybe it depends with also their culture. If it's someone who already comes from, let's say where we come from the Great Lakes region, it's like you already, you sort of like know what you should expect from them. The others is finding out the person. But I definitely think a random person it would probably be hard to date online. Yeah.
I think to me the online apps can be also used as like an icebreaker, because sometimes even if it's someone I don't know, but I go by the simple fact that to access most of the apps, I guess you have to be an adult, you have to be 18 and above. So I try to trust people at least to have that maturity, of being, like mature, like 18 and above. And then, even if you're going on apps for hookups or for sex, whatever, at least to have that, to say the truth, to not try to lie, because like that person, because you can't tell me you are 6 feet and then when we meet, you're like 5'3", Who do you think you are? Like, who do you think you're meeting? Some people can be like, oh, that picture, I took it when I was younger, but I'm talking to your current self. I'm not talking to your 1960 self, So, to me, I think it can be as an icebreaker. And then, I don't know, these days, I think, like, I'm more into like trying, when I meet, even if it's online, not like whatever reason we're meeting, to not just jump to the conclusion. We need like to introduce each other, to have a little talk, to establish some connection in person, outside of what we established online. But when we meet in person, there is like another connection that needs to be made, and then we can move on to whatever we met for.
Mm-hmm. And if I may, I think I could be a little bit biased. I've tried the dating apps back in the days when I was depressed. I'm no longer depressed. I no longer use them.
Hallelujah.
And I will, now looking back at it, I think when I was on Bumble, and I did Rhea, and what I realized is that when I was there, actually, for me, it was for the bad reasons. I remember there was a week where I had 6 dates in 1 week. And it was like
color-coded.
Exactly. They were all in the calendar.
What does that mean, color-coded, please?
Color-coded calendar. Basically, red is Aaron. For green, it's Letype. I have to meet Letype. So, make sure you don't overlap on planning on dates. So you have to color-code them.
Dodo knows me so well, because I once went for early drinks, happies, at 6 p.m. with this guy, and at 7:50 I had an alarm because I had to go to the lounge that was next door to meet the other guy at 8, and they couldn't meet. So I was like, bruh, I'm so sorry. I have some work to do because I'm a workaholic. So it worked. And then I put on some makeup, put on new other shoes. I looked like Carrie from Sex and the City. I was on the next one. So at the end of the day, I was so tired. After those 6 days, I was like, Jesus Christ, I can't do this. So I'll try again, now for the good reasons, and I'll let you know if it works. But back then, I was more tired. I never went back.
That was a speed dating, like, first.
I needed some emotional booster. I was on a run.
You were training again.
But first of all, I think you are so lucky, being able to secure 6 dates.
Those pictures were Instagram worthy, my chérie. So, I can look at your profiles, all of you, and tell you if they will give you 1 date at least.
So I guess because from what Lydia said, that means that made me think or understand that you have a lot of people you need to help, who are in lack of those, at least like one date. So you have a lot of people to help, like whatever your account or setup or whatever.
I think for me it works.
We need a masterclass, because I think
absolutely.
I'm really interested in dating apps, because I'm like, if we are staying home all the time, where am I going to find the man? Am I, grocery store? I'm wearing my pajamas.
Sorry to cut you, but think of it like an ad, right? Your dating profile is an ad. So you put your best foot forward. Doesn't mean that the product is good, just know the ad is good. Think like a marketeer. You need to create, it's not obsession, but you need to create interest and enigma, and you have to cut it short. You cannot be texting for like a week, bruh. Be like one little 2 hours of texting. Be like, let's meet at the little lounge. You have to know where your magic comes. Mine doesn't come online, but online plays like an ad for me. The ad is beautiful. You get intrigued by the ad, and I bring you where I am the chief commissar, which is a lounge. Then we chit chat, and if I don't like you, goodbye. I go to the next one. So think of dating as start. You're looking beautiful. The package could be terrible, but who cares? The beauty is outside. No one is inside. So once you're beautiful outside, then you can see if this person is long-term for you. That's how I use dating apps, or I used to use them.
Oh my God. Okay. We have to work on creating ad skills.
Can I say something? I think maybe it's Aaron who kind of talked about it. Talking about dating apps, like if we try to, because we're Rwandese, right? So talking to Rwandese, don't trust online apps like in Rwanda. A lot of catfishes, a lot of whatever, fake profiles, a lot of fake everything. So I would advise, if you're in Rwanda, to more be like in person, approach instead of going online.
I'm thinking, Letype, maybe because in Rwanda we know everyone. If you don't know them, somebody's gonna know them. I was hoping maybe it can work better because people know each other in a way. I'm actually afraid that you might be trying to hook up with your cousin or somebody else, or your dad or your uncle or something like that.
But you don't know that before.
That's actually true. That's very true, because I feel like at least knowing a little bit about the person erases the safety issue part, because you could literally really go on a date with a human trafficker without knowing.
Yes,
that's real, So I think at least the people that are in a society where everybody knows everybody, at least this person is not gonna cut you into pieces and put you in the fridge. So that's already that's sorted out, but again, also like Letype just said, there is a lot of room for misrepresentation. People misrepresent themselves, so you have to go in with just take everything they say 50-50. Your name might be Aaron or Eric. We don't know.
But I genuinely think...
I totally agree. But by the way, Arielle, I hope those 6 dates were not between the time when we had our date too. Otherwise,
my right to
some
keep quiet.
Some other conversations after this.
Aaron, why you bring our dirty laundry in a public space? You did not consult me nor my lawyers.
Most probably you were color coded too.
It was.
Aaron, your color was orange.
Yeah, orange.
Okay, at least I hope I was the one at the last one, not the...
Your color was orange.
Are you the one who got canceled?
No, but no, like Letype said, for sure, I think, we're always at home, but the problem, I think, with like online, it treats people like options. So like when you're like having like the online app, you no longer really like value like people. It's more like option. It's like, let's say you go on Tinder and then you swipe and then you get like 20 swipe backs. It's like, as soon as you try to get in touch with someone and there are being difficulties, you cancel. So instead of trying to really build and trying to go that mile, it's just like options, like, if hard, cancel, go to the next one. So I think online dating basically kills that, I would say, old way of getting to know someone and tolerating them, because what they say is what is love. They say love is it doesn't keep wrongs, forgives, tolerates, things like that. But which I think in online toleration, whatever, it's not something that you would really find there.
I think genuinely like dating apps, and I think Letype talked about it. I think you genuinely need to know what you're going there for, and prepare yourself for that. Like there's too many options. It's true the market is full of fishes, but like I said, they're all poisoned. So you go there with like a clear mind of what you need. If it's hookups, best believe you'll be served. But it's for long term, we walk the aisle, it's gone by white and black. My sister, it's going to take some time. So, and that's why for me, at least, I'll weed them out of the dating app because I work in PR and marketing, I'm able to read people very easily when I'm next to them. But like online, like you can do whatever you want. So, to those point about like safety and security, I think you can meet them there, choose. I used to tell myself I'll not swipe more than 10 times. So I'll be very cautious again who I'm swiping with because that will save me time. And so in those 10 people, I'll be like, I'll only go on dates, let's say like 3 with all those 10 people that are there. So like having some form of like a strategy because it's overwhelming. I was going there for, again, the wrong reasons. I won't disclose them, but having some form of strategy, knowing that it's overwhelming. There's a lot of false news and fake news there. So you give yourself like a limit of how much time you're going to spend there, how much people you're going to swipe with, and how much you're actually going to meet in person. And sometimes the good thing with that is that a lot of them connect their Instagram there. So you never know, you can find like a friend in common and be like, hey, give me the tea about this person. Like, are they worth it? So you can do your own like background search on this person, but like spending hours on dating apps for me, I found it very depressing. So that's why I left, and I'll meet them in lounges, which is much more better.
Yeah, I think what I'm getting is like, because I think even successful relationship that I've heard from dating apps, it's more of like, we just met for hookup and then something serious was born out. Maybe it's the idea of going there without having high hopes and then, okay, I get it. But then I need to know, because it feels like, more negative than positive, maybe depending on what you need, but I need to know all of you. Do you see any advantage in terms of like, exploring dating apps for like, trying to find dates? Is there any advantage?
Okay, let me probably go first. I think that whether on a dating app or in person, dating teaches you about yourself. One way or the other. The more you talk to people, the more you know what you don't like and what you like. And also, I think also making those connections, because sometimes most people might not even end up being like romantic partners, but be good friends or professionally people that you can rely on, or you have same interest professionally or socially, not necessarily romantic. I think it all comes back to what kind of mindset and expectation and perspective you go into it with. If you go as if the first person you see, you've met your husband, then it's going to be a problem. Honestly, I think it's important to take any date, whether it's someone you met online or even in real life in person, take it as just an event. You go to an event, you sit and you get home and you get to assess the event you went to. It's not a lifetime commitment. Do not project this person with kids and a dog and a house. It's just an event you went to. So when you see it in that way, one, it's not a lot of mental work. Because dating on its own, it's a lot of mental work. Now, if you're talking about a whole stranger, it's even harder. So I think it's all a matter of a perspective. I wouldn't say that it's bad, or it's all the way good. It has its own challenges because, of course, they're strangers. But going with the right perspective is the biggest thing. And taking advantage of knowing yourself, learning more about yourself, and being honest with yourself. Don't see the looks and just overlook all the red flags you're seeing. Just go with an open, fresh mind, but without any projection. I think.
And I think I have a bonus question so we can wrap up this conversation. You hear many people saying that today's generation are selfish about, are selfish when it comes to dating and parenting. Just a bonus question. I want to hear your thoughts because, you hear many the younger generation don't want to have kids, don't want to be stay-home moms or dads. You know, is it self-care or it's being selfish? You know, there are many controversial topics on that discussion. I want to hear your thoughts.
Have you recently checked the cost of raising a kid? Sis, if you don't check your bank account, then you have more problems than being selfish. It's financial illiteracy that you have now. So I genuinely think people are not, there's a couple of things onto this topic. I think people are marrying later because one, you have more opportunity to access, especially women. You have work, you have school. So you have more things you want to achieve in your life and be secure onto yourself before, you know, making this big commitment of your life. But there's also the second part, like, I think a lot of our generation, and you know, we can have a discussion about that. I think we've been raised by parents who did their best, but definitely I believe they weren't like emotionally ready to parent, like to become a parent. So I think a lot of us may have gone through the traumatic events of growing up in a space that wasn't ready to raise you. And then you get an opportunity to be in a space where you get to know yourself and realize that, oh, there are some things that happened to me that, you know, people give what they have. So I think when people are there now, they're being much more careful with having children because they're like, do I want to continue this legacy of the forms of feelings that I've had? So I think that is, at least from most of my surroundings, that's a very big priority about like, am I ready to take this? And some of my friends, like they take having a family, raising a kid as most serious as taking a job. They're like, I'll never sign a job without doing like having the skills, learning and everything. Why do we take a life commitment so lightly? So I think the second part of like taking a step back is very important. But like I said, genuinely, it's not a joke. Like raising a kid these days, it's expensive. It's really expensive. University doesn't cost you less than $200,000. If you go into an Ivy League school, you have to raise these kids. Like, I think it's a real thing for a lot of people, the financial toll that it is to have children today. So I think being aware that you have your own things to learn, that you are maybe not financially there, and maybe, I don't want to get married. Why would that be a problem? So that to me at least is what I think is happening to a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I agree with what Arielle said. And I think I like to talk about that. We're not in the era of our parents, you know, like where we say like, you know, let's say, for example, they used to say, you know, like a kid, if your parents are not home, they could leave, you know, they couldn't go to the neighbor and be like, can you look after my kids while I'm not here, even for a week? When the parents, you know, like go somewhere and then you could stay at your neighbors for a week. Who can do that these days? Exactly. Nobody. If you look in your neighborhood, you can't do that. And then also there is this thing, they call it like culture, whatever, that everybody think like to have a kid is like an achievement. It's that you made it in life. It doesn't mean you made it in life. Not everybody want to have I don't want to have kids. And then it doesn't mean that I'm less of a person to someone who has a kid, right? It's because I look at myself, I'm like, I can't even take good care of myself. Why am I going to bring another human being to suffer in this world? I can't take care of them, right? So I think there is like to respect, and then to respect what people want, and then to respect when they are ready to step into that. Because, you know, Arielle talked about like the finance, there is like the emotion, there is the availability, because, you know, like they will bombard you like, oh yeah, you need to have kids. And then once you have kids, oh, they need to go to this school, or they need to study this, they need to, you know, they need to play this game. And all of that, those people who told you initially to have kids, none of them is going to give you, I don't know, is going to write you a check to help you with all the stuff. But what they do is to laugh at you when your kid does something funny. They'll be like, oh, look at Emmanuel, he can't even raise his kids. And they're the one, you know, like pushing you to have kids. So I think people should look into those. It's not like being selfish. It's just like sometimes to analyze like the situation you're going through, or like the surrounding, look into your accounts, look into your heart, And then you'll be like, okay, I want to have kids. I don't want to have kids. I'm not ready, whatever. But people should respect what, what everybody wants. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we have to move to the next question, but I think since this is the wellness, intimacy conversation, I just want to encourage people. I think safety first. Whatever option you choose in finding your date, online, in person, I think always safety is important. Looking for the person, I think in North America or Western countries, you can even actually Google people, get if they have any criminal record, you can try to figure out online. There are many things you can really do to make sure that you are safe. And also, I think when it comes to dating and parenting, I also think that you mentioned that it used to take a village. Now, it's a solo journey. We live in a society now, 2-family income can't even support a family. So it is so difficult for many, many people. And I think the younger generation is experiencing parents, who are helping them living with stress and all of it. I think this thing is traumatizing them in a way. I don't want to have kids. I don't want to go through that. But I think there's always a balance in a way that, go what you think is right for you. And I think no needing to be influenced by social media, because sometimes we hear so many things and it influence our values and our goals. So we are going to continue the conversation and stay tuned and for the next part. And thank you everyone for your amazing contribution. And Gen 365 family, let's move on to the next conversation. It's going to be about expectations and gender gap in sexual pleasure and dating. Thank you. That's it for the week. We hope you gathered your dose of resilience for the week ahead. Follow Gen 365 podcast to know when the next episode comes up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, or Google Podcasts. Share with your friends, community, and family, and do not also forget to follow and share feedback or questions on our community organization social media at Beyond the Veil Mission on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Or learn more about our work via our website at www.beyondtheveilmission.com. In the spirit of building resourceful, stronger communities, we can also help your community or business or organization to share your news and event on our podcast. Please email us for collaboration at podcastgen365@gmail.com. Thank you. Bye.